let people hop on here real quick. Just completed Spartan race. About 5 miles of mud, obstacles, and absolute craziness. What's up, Lily? Welcome back. Now we got people jumping on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Figured I'd hop on Periscope real quick, share some afterthoughts. Just finished up Spartan race. It went awesome. Minimal injuries, which is always a good thing. It was about 5 miles total, and this thing kicked the crap out of all of us in different ways. We all had that one obstacle that we were trying to conquer. Some of us failed at it, some of us succeeded, but in the end, we started as a team, we finished as a team. We had 9 of us, which 3 of us we couldn't find from the start, so there were 6 of us that, we're gonna let this guy get over. There were 6 of us that ran together the whole time. It was absolutely awesome and physically and mentally exhausting. I know, at least myself, I'm ready to go home, eat, and get some sleep. Wifey here is actually going to be driving over to Idaho from Oregon with her family for a camping trip. So she's got a long night ahead of her. So, afterthoughts? No pressure.
No pressure.
I'm going to try to move the camera over.
I would like to not die. Thank you.
We'll leave the camera here. Say hello to the guy that waved. That was Mike. Says hi. That was Meredith Holmes. So
Is Meredith single?
Yeah, Meredith's very single.
It's a guy.
Looking to the mingle.
So welcome to the chat, guys. If you're just hopping on, we just finished Spartan race. Hence all the Spartan gear. We got our medals rocking here. Spartan race finishers, 5 miles of mud, obstacle courses, and just absolute brutality. So for me, the obstacle that kicked the crap out of me was the rope climb, about 20-foot rope climb at the very end of the 5-mile race. We've already gone through swinging from monkey bars and rings and carrying 80-pound buckets, 40-pound sandbags, barbed wire crawls, all that crazy stuff. So at the very end, the rope climb came up, which usually I have no problem with. I can climb a rope. I was so physically exhausted by this point, though, that when I came up to it, they had 2 different ropes this time, which they've never done before. So they had the rope with knots and the rope without knots. And of course, being myself, I went for the hard one. And so I got halfway up the rope without knots. I didn't even use my legs, so I was all climbing upper body. And I hit the sticking point at the halfway mark. I wrapped the rope around my foot. I got about 2 foot lengths up, and then my bicep tweaked out, and I dropped after that. I just could not physically pick myself up anymore. And then I tried over at the rope with knots, but I still was so physically beat. My biceps were both on fire. My left one particularly was the one that was a little bit tweaky. I didn't want to push it. It wasn't super injured, but I didn't want to push it to the point of being really injured. So I sucked it up. We did our burpees. I think the coolest part about doing this with the team is you're not alone. So anytime that somebody fails an obstacle or skips it, we don't, you have to do 30 burpees every time you miss an obstacle. And it's pretty cool when you have a team backing you up, where there were 6 of us, so anytime that one person missed an obstacle, we'd do 5 burpees each to make up the 30. Someone's honking at each other. I love I-5 traffic in Oregon. So that was kind of my obstacle that kicked my butt. Woodburn, nice. We're not too far from you. I know, right? Who's honking? There's some crazy people honking at each other out here. Yeah, I-5 is a monster at this time right now.
Whoa. What was that?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. So, you guys have any questions, comments? Any questions about Spartan race, training, anything like that? Drop a comment below. I can hopefully answer. So those are kind of my afterthoughts. Was I love the teamwork. I love the yeah, see, instant block right there. Dildos equals block, not on my channel. So yeah, my afterthoughts are teamwork is awesome. I've done this, you know, my wife and I here, Trista, we've done these by ourselves for a couple years, and we've done it with just a small group of 2 to 4. I love the team aspect of a larger group. So my afterthoughts are teamwork is awesome. Love my crew. Surround yourself with positive people. You get positive out of life, right? And then second takeaway was, you know, sometimes you need to be humbled by obstacles, for example. And in Spartan race particularly, it's a physical obstacle, so I failed big time on that last one. But it pushes me to train better, train harder, train smarter, to come back next year and kick the crap out of it. And you can kind of correlate that kind of stuff to life, right? Something gets hard, you work to get better as a person, come back and tackle it again. Trista here had a pretty, wow, there goes my phone.
No.
There goes my phone. It's a magnet and I just knocked it off. Trista here had a pretty cool experience.
No pressure.
No pressure. Why don't you share a little bit about that? What was the obstacle that you were so afraid of?
You're so annoying.
That's what happens when she marries a fitness person.
Yeah, right. I guess I was having, I didn't do Spartan last year because I was pregnant. So we had a son in December, which was so great. Best change of our whole lives. But through everything that happened, obviously my body changed a lot, but also there were some complications with his birth and a lot of just hard stuff. Last year was a really hard year for us. It was a really hard year for me, and I felt like I had been this really strong, powerful person before, and now as I'm trying to find my role as a mom and, you know, how to balance everything, I feel like that that power, that confidence has been taken away from me. And so it was really great to go to this race knowing that I probably wasn't going to do very well, or as well as I have in the years past, and being really apprehensive. I was so nervous, right?
True story.
And we got up to this obstacle that actually Charles had failed a couple years before, and he had actually injured himself pretty badly. And so I got up to this obstacle, and I was like, "There's just no way. I'm not gonna do it." And I looked at it for a while, and
we had no idea this obstacle was gonna be there.
Yeah.
So we never trained for it.
So then I got up to the obstacle, and I said, well, you know, if I fall, it's not that far down. I guess I'll just. Oh, it's a rope climb where you cross your legs, ankles over the rope, and you shimmy up this way, and you have to hit a bell. So something I thought, you know, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm going to try, just, you know, so that I can say that I tried. And as I started, I was like, this is really hard. And then I got halfway, and then, well, I'm halfway, I might as well go the whole way. So I got down, and I just realized that I'm more powerful than I thought I was. And so that was really cool thing to regain, I guess. So good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. Saturday. There's heats going tomorrow. So basically, I think the first heat starts at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., something like that. And every 15 minutes up until 3 p.m., there's a heat going. And those heats contain, you know, 50-ish people, 50 to 100 people each. There's thousands of people that run this thing. Which is why it's pretty cool, too. It's like people you don't even know have your back. It's kind of of like a Spartan community, right? So we're all there for each other. So wall jumps, for example, you're jumping up over these walls. They had this triple section, so it's a 6 foot, 8 foot, and 10 foot wall back to back. And it's really tough to get up there if you don't have the strength to power yourself over these walls. And so all you have to do is look next to you, and somebody always will ask, oh, do you need a boost? How can I help you? So it's pretty cool that you have that team community again. So really, you know, we met this one guy that was helping us out. We were helping him out, kind of going back and forth. So yeah, you just meet a lot of really cool people throughout this whole experience. But like Tristan was talking about, you know, I think on a deeper level than just, oh yeah, I climbed a rope, or you know, you just say it like it is. It doesn't sound too exciting, but there's always like an underlying thing that you find strength you didn't know you had, especially if you're getting ready to fail on something and you push past it and you complete it. You have this overwhelming sensation of like, holy shit, I just did something I did not think I could do. I proved to myself I can do it. So I know it's one of the coolest experiences you can go through. So that's kind of our takeaway. We've done several of these. We have 2 newbies in the back. If you guys can wave. Andrew, aka Bugs Bunny. We just named him today because that kid has more energy than we've ever seen. And then Michael. So if you guys want to share a little bit about your experience, your first time, what'd you think? Takeaways, obstacles that kicked your butt.
Overall, it was great. Next time I'll run more. I hate going underwater.
Does not like going underwater.
The only obstacle that I really didn't like was going underwater.
But you did it.
I did it.
That's the coolest part, right? That's not something you would do on your own. Like, you know, you were there, your team got you to do that.
I could do it. And probably the sandbags was my hardest obstacle. But, you know, having a team there kind of helped me much. So, had people there to help me do it and get through it. And not do burpees.
Yeah. The idea of doing 30 burpees on a missed obstacle is motivation to do it.
Yeah.
Those burpees are not fun to do. Our first year we did a lot of burpees.
Yeah.
Our first year
I
we
did
were
90 burpees my first year.
Yeah, we did a lot of burpees our first year because I couldn't flip tires. I've never flipped a tire in my life at that point. Couldn't do the rope climb, couldn't do a lot of stuff. And then second year came back ready to do it, and we kicked butt that year. We kicked a lot of butt.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
It was good. My first time doing anything like that. I haven't even run like a marathon or anything of that nature. So it was a new experience, totally. But I had a lot of fun with it. It was challenging. My biggest takeaway was just like wanting really badly to improve and come back next year, and not because there was a few obstacles that I just couldn't really do, and wanted to come back next year and just nail those ones, and you know, take the year and do that and be ready next year. So that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Improvement.
Yeah, that's one of the most addicting things about these obstacle races is knowing you can do better next time. Especially if you really, really want to do a certain obstacle and you come back next year with a vengeance to do it. So for me, coming back next year and kicking the crap out of that knotless rope is kind of my #1 priority. And being able to tackle the hill climbs, because they're in between obstacles, you're doing running, right? So it's about 5 miles total. And there's steep, steep hills that you're running up. In our case, we just walked the whole thing today. Being a bigger team, you know, we had to help a couple people, and so we went at a casual pace and had fun with it. But 2016, I want to actually go for PRs and times in competitive heats. So I know that I'm going to have to up my game, get better at the obstacles, and get faster going up hill climbs, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of our takeaways. We have Sir Chris front and center. This was his second time doing it. He had an interesting experience. His first time last year, we were kicking butt. We were on track to finish this thing in under an hour last year. Until about half a mile, maybe a mile out from the end, his calf decided to just stop working. Took a mind of its own and started having cramping from hell, basically. So he came from having that trained throughout the whole last year, especially on tire flips, that kind of stuff, And Chris, how'd you do this year?
I completed each obstacle.
No cramping!
No cramping.
That's the difference between training and not training for a specific event. You can't just have general fitness and come out and do one of these things. You have to be able to train specifically on certain things. So we did a few programs like Insanity Asylum and Insanity Max 30 that Shanti beats the crap out of your calves. So I think that probably really helped out Chris in order to get that in better conditioning. So you can see it's a pretty cool experience when you can learn to tackle physical obstacles, but at the same time it takes it on to other areas of your life too, because by becoming stronger physically and mentally, you're able to tackle all the hard stuff in life, right? Like we got thrown with an experience of a hard labor and a hard first 2 weeks of our son's birth, where he was in the hospital for 2 weeks and we had to live with him. So by becoming a stronger and better version of yourself, you're able to carry that over into those types of areas and get through that stuff better. Aside from that, guys, my battery is probably going to die soon, so I'm going to cut this short. Appreciate you guys hopping on here. This has been Coach Shaz. Peace out. We got Trista.
Bye.
Who are you?
Oh, man.
We got Andrew, Chris,
Mike.
and Mike. Signing out. Peace out, crew.